Time for another terrifying tale from our channel. So get those headphones on, those pillows and blankets ready, and those flashlights under your chin because Daddy is gonna tell you a story that will make you never look at the moon in quite the same way ever again. It's about an elusive village swallowed whole by a lake. That's right, kids. This week we're diving deep into an eerie episode that isn't talked about enough. So huddle close, my darlings, and let the nightmare begin. In the heart of Europe, nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering willows, lay a quaint village by the name of Alara. Now, if you've got a nose for adventure and a thirst for the unknown, you might have heard tales of this very spot. For Alara wasn't just any village. It was a secret, a whisper on the wind, a legend on the tip of every old man's tongue. You won't find it on no map, see, nor will you discover its whereabouts by following any road. No, the only way to reach Alara was by water. The only way to reach Alara was through the meandering currents of the river Alara, which emptied into a lake so still and deep it mirrored the heavens above. And oh, what a sight it was, kids. Imagine, if you will, a canvas of deepest indigo stretched taut over the land, unbroken except for the gentle undulations that whispered secrets to the shore. Upon this liquid expanse, a scattering of emerald isles peeked out like emeralds in a velvet box, each one crowned with ancient trees that dipped their branches into the water to dance with the fishes. The air around the lake hummed with a tranquility so profound it seemed to suck the very breath from your lungs. Not a sound dared break the silence, not the chirp of a cricket, not the rustle of a leaf. There was just the ceaseless lap of waves against the shore and the murmur of the ancient trees as they gossiped amongst themselves in the oldest language of all, the language of the trees. In the sanctuary of serenity, time itself seemed to slow to a halt. The relentless march of day into night was marked only by the gradual shift in the colors above, the slow fade from azure skies to the softest hues of amethyst and rose. As twilight deepened, the lake transformed into a mirror, reflecting the celestial tapestry above. Stars pricked the darkening canvas of the night sky, accompanied by the luminous glow of the silver moon, which bathed the landscape in an ethereal light. It was a spectacle so breathtaking, so serenely beautiful that it left all who witnessed it spellbound. But what truly set this place apart was the veil between worlds, so delicate it shimmered on the horizon. On moonless nights, when the veil was at its thinnest, the air crackled with an unseen energy. Shadows deepened, secrets whispered, and the boundaries between the seen and unseen grew blurred. It was during these nights that the whispers spoke of strange occurrences near the lake. Unidentified shapes danced in the moonlight, eerie melodies drifted on the breeze, and the veil between the world of the living and the realm of the dead grew gossamer thin. Yet despite these chilling tales, people continued to flock to the lake, drawn by an irresistible force. For some, it was the allure of the unknown; for others, the promise of solace and the serene embrace of nature. Then there was the village of Alara, cradled within a valley shielded by dense groves, hidden away from prying eyes. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, where life moved to the rhythm of nature and the echoes of laughter carried on the gentle breeze. Alara was a haven of simplicity. Its houses were modest but cozy, built from wood and stone in perfect harmony with the natural surroundings. Each home had a garden, a riot of colors bursting forth from the fertile soil and fragrant herbs growing in window boxes. The air was sweet with the scent of blooming honeysuckle, and the distant bleating of sheep echoed across the fields. The villagers were a close-knit community, their lives intertwined like the roots of the ancient oak that stood at the edge of the village. They lived in harmony with nature, their days filled with the simple pleasures of life. Children played merrily in the streets, their laughter echoing the song of birds. The elderly sat on porches, sharing stories and sipping herbal tea, while the strong men and women toiled in the fields, their faces etched with the wisdom born of hard work and dedication. Evenings in Alara were a time for coming together. Families gathered around tables laden with home-cooked meals, sharing stories and laughter as they feasted. After dinner, the men might gather in the town square, sharing tall tales and playing traditional instruments, their voices blending in a rich harmony that echoed in the starlit night. The women, meanwhile, might gather in the flickering lamplight of the village square, their voices weaving tales of bravery and love as they created intricate tapestries. For the people of Alara, life was a tapestry woven with threads of hard work, faith, and community. Every sunrise brought new blessings, every sunset a chance to rest and gather. Their faith was a constant, guiding them through life's challenges and providing solace in times of trouble. Their community, their bond of fellowship, was their strength, their shared values and traditions a beacon in the darkness. They faced the future with courage, knowing that as long as they stood united, no challenge was too great to overcome. Then one fateful night, the tranquility of Alara was shattered. As the full moon hung heavy in the sky, a lone traveler stumbled into the village. His clothes were torn and his face drawn with exhaustion. His eyes, usually sparkling with mirth, were now clouded with fear. "Leave," he gasped, his voice hoarse with urgency, "before the moon disappears." The villagers, taken aback by his frantic words, exchanged puzzled glances. Some dismissed his warning as the ramblings of a madman, while others, remembering the age-old tales of the lake, felt a chill crawl up their spines. Ignoring the stranger's pleas, the villagers carried on with their evening rituals, sharing stories and laughter as they had done countless nights before. But as the moon began its descent behind the clouds, an eerie stillness fell over the village. The playful laughter subsided, replaced by an unsettling quiet. The very air seemed to grow heavy, pressing down on the villagers like a suffocating blanket. Then, as if awakened by an unseen force, the lake began to stir. Dark waves reared up, crashing against the shore with a force that shook the very foundations of the village. Panic surged through the villagers as they witnessed the once placid waters transform into a raging tempest. The rising water level was a chilling reminder of the lake's untamed power. Fear tightened its icy grip around their hearts as they realized the gravity of the situation. As the night deepened, the rising waters crept closer to the village, lapping at the doorsteps of the humble homes. The villagers, driven by desperation, fled to higher ground, their cries echoing the lament of a dying ember. With each passing moment, more and more homes were swallowed by the relentless waves. The rhythmic crash of water replaced the melody of their lives, a haunting dirge that resonated with their deepest fears. By the time the first rays of dawn touched the horizon, the village of Alara was nothing but a memory. The lake, now swollen and angry, had reclaimed its own, leaving behind a scene of utter devastation. The once vibrant homes were now nothing but shattered remnants, their roofs peeking out of the water like the bones of some forgotten beast. The gardens that had burst with life and color were now dark, watery graves, their beauty drowned beneath the unforgiving waves. And then there was the stranger, standing at the edge of the lake, watching the unfolding tragedy with a mixture of sadness and grim satisfaction. When the first sliver of sunlight pierced through the gloom, revealing the full extent of the destruction, the villagers realized the depth of their loss. The heart of their community, the symbol of their unity, was gone, lost forever to the insatiable waters. And so it was that the once thriving village of Alara became a thing of the past, a victim of the lake's capricious nature. And the people of Alara, their homes destroyed, their lives uprooted, were forced to flee, carrying with them the weight of their loss and the haunting memory of their drowned village. And that, dear children, is the tale of the eerie village swallowed by the lake. Remember this tale whenever you gaze upon the tranquil surface of a lake, for beneath that placid expanse, There may lie secrets as old as time itself. That was our story, but what do you think? What would you do if you were the villagers? Do you think they should have listened to the stranger? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you dare, stay tuned for more frightening stories from Whispers and Wonders. Until next time, sleep tight and keep your wits about you, for who knows when the shadows might dance just beyond your sight.